Would you give up your dreams to stay married? That's the question of the day today.
Let's start with this question because it hits deep for a lot of people.
I have been married for 10 years, together almost 15. I was born and raised a city girl. He is a country boy at heart. We live in suburbia currently, but I have a dream to move to New York City. I know that he has A, no desire to move to New York City, and B, he has a local company here, so it's not feasible. Our children we're empty nesters. So I could potentially move to New York City. I don't want to move there permanently. I want to move there, I told him, for 3 months. Just to see. I think it would be fun. I think it would be great for my career. I think it would be just an experience that I am craving and dying to have. And it is very rare that my husband is a hard no on anything, but he looked at me and told me, absolutely not. That's a waste of money. And no.
If I don't do this, am I giving up my dreams for my partner? We hear from a woman who's been married for over a decade, empty nester, stable life, and she has a dream. Not to abandon her marriage, not to move permanently, but to spend 3 months in New York City for herself, for her career. Somehow, I'm not really sure why, but that's neither here or there. For a part of her identity, she feels like she's been put on pause. Her husband, that man said absolutely not. Now, here's where the internet usually splits into extreme camps. One side says, if he loved you, he'd support your dream. The other side says, marriage means sacrifice. You choose him. But psychologically, both of those takes are incomplete. Because this isn't really about New York. This is about whose growth matters when two lives are deeply intertwined. Long-term relationships don't just require compromise, they require renegotiation. People change, desires resurface. Identity doesn't stop evolving just because the kids are grown and the routine is set. And when one partner shuts down a dream immediately, especially without curiosity, that doesn't automatically mean they're controlling. But it does signal a power imbalance in whose needs gets prioritized. And at the same time, wanting something for yourself doesn't mean you're betraying your marriage. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to say out loud. You can love your partner deeply and feel the grief of the version of yourself you didn't get to explore. Healthy relationships don't ask, who sacrificed more? They ask, how do we make room for both individuals to be supported? And that's the tension modern relationships are struggling with. Because emotional investment isn't about staying, it's about whether both people still get to grow.
Investment looks like this. Emotional investment is umbrellaed under these things. First off, it's time. How much time are you spending with us? Second off, how much money in relation to the money that you have? How much money are you spending on us? What are we worth to you? How much thought and romance are you putting into the dates, right? And then how far are you willing to go out of your way, inconvenience-wise, to take time out of your day to spend time with us? All of those things are emotional investments. And we look at that to see, how much do you think we are worth? If we are getting the same energy that everyone else that you're speaking to is getting, why do we think you deserve more from us? That's what it comes down to.
She says women want emotional investment. And then she breaks it down into time, money, thoughtfulness, and inconvenience. And here's the key thing. She's not wrong, but she's also not talking about what people think she is. Emotionally, investment is how humans measure priority. Time says, I choose you. Effort says, I consider you. Consistency says, you matter beyond convenience. That's not manipulation, that's attachment psychology. Where this gets controversial is when emotional investment turns into scorekeeping instead of a signal. Because when we start asking, how much money are you spending? How far out of your way you're going? How different I am from everyone else? We are no longer just measuring interest, we're measuring worth. And there's what dating is lacking. And that's what creates tension. Healthy emotional investment isn't about extracting more and more, it's about reciprocity. If someone is giving you the same low effort energy that they give everyone else, it's fair for you to say, this doesn't feel intentional. But investment should grow over time, not be demanded upfront as a test. Early dating isn't about proving value, it's about discovering compatibility. And when emotional investment becomes transactional too early, people stop connecting and start negotiating.
So you live with your ex and you hook up sometimes, but not all the times, you know? Like when people hate their exes, it's like this is a green flag that you guys are on good terms. That's like so rare. That's amazing. You're in a pyramid scheme, okay, entrepreneur. Also, like there's so many stereotypes against pyramid schemes these days. Like it must be hard for you to go against the grain like that. Wait, I'm like proud of you. You have to have 3 romantic partners at once in order to be happy. Okay, community. I love clubs. Like, oh, wait, I manifested. I wanted a new group chat. I manifested this. Admit you don't believe in money. The way I have never believed in money in my life. Like, every time people are like, money, 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 I'm like, where's the proof? You know what I mean? This is crazy. Are we like the same person right now? I like this. I like you.
She's describing that moment in dating when you realize, oh, women can have red flags too. And no, not in a dramatic way, in a rationalization way. This is what it sounds like when attraction kicks in before discernment. You don't ignore the red flags, you rebrand them. Living with an ex? No, that means emotional maturity. Hooking up with multiple people at once? Nah, that's community. In a pyramid scheme, entrepreneurial mindset. This is actually a really common psychological phenomenon known as cognitive dissonance. When someone feels exciting, our brain tries to reduce the discomfort between this feels good and something feels off. So instead of slowing down, we narrate. We convince ourselves the red flags aren't real or that we're just being open minded. And here's the key connection to emotional investment. When you invest emotionally too fast, you lose the ability to assess clearly. You stop asking, is this a healthy relationship? And start asking, how can I make this make sense? Attraction without boundaries doesn't create intimacy, it creates self betrayal. Healthy dating isn't about suspicious or any other tension, it's about letting patterns, not potential, guide our decision.
It's so silly whenever guys do not get the hint about things, because if I know we're about to hang out later and I ask you, I'm like, hey, like, what should I wear later? Like, what do you want me to wear for you? And you're just like, oh, I don't care, babe, wear whatever. What do you want to see me wear for you? I want to look good for you. I don't care. People are going to be like, I would never do something like that for a man. Or I would. So if you were my man and I'm like, what should I bring, or like what should I wear, or what should I have on? I want a detailed message. Find exactly what you want to see me want. I like that. Or like, what do you want to see underneath? Like, what's your favorite color undies? I don't know. Like, give me something. I don't care, babe.
This next clip sounds playful on the surface, but there's a lot happening underneath it. She's saying, when I ask you what you want me to wear, I don't actually want neutrality. I want enthusiasm. I want detail. I want to feel desired. And honestly, that part makes sense. Wanting to feel attractive to your partner is human. Wanting affirmation is normal. Wanting your partner to show interest instead of defaulting to whatever you want, babe, is valid. But here's where things turn into something bigger. What she's really asking for isn't fashion advice, it's emotional atonement. And what's proof of that is when you're thinking about her, you're anticipating the moment, you're emotionally present and not passive. The problem is when that need gets communicated indirectly, because when someone asks a question expecting a specific emotional response and the other person doesn't realize the test is happening, nothing but frustration builds. This is how people end up saying, he doesn't even put in any effort. While the other person is thinking, I literally didn't know that's what you wanted. Psychologically, this is a difference between desire signaling and expectation setting. Attraction thrives on euphemism, but relationships fall apart when we expect mind reading instead of clarity. Effort isn't about perfect responses, it's about learning each other's language over time. And when we confuse unexpected expectations with lack of care, we start creating problems that didn't need to exist.
Questions are now asked as a woman dating over 30. First things first, do you have a home? And not are you living with somebody and is somebody living with you? Are you in a relationship? Is someone in a relationship with you? What's your relationship like with your mom? Are you her son or her husband?
I can't tell if this is a discernment or interrogation. She says these are questions you ask when dating over 30. And some of them, honestly, fear. Do you have stable housing? Are you already in a relationship? How do you handle being told no? What's your relationship with your mother like? Those questions aren't red flags. They're screening for safety, maturity, and accountability. But then the list keeps going. Clubbed fingers, voting history, primary care knowledge, 401k balance. And here's where we need to pause. Because psychologically, there's a difference between discernment and defensive overassessment. Discernment is about patterns over time. Interrogation is about trying to eliminate risks up front. And I get why people do this. Dating today comes with a lot of trauma memory. People are trying to avoid being blindsided again. So they try to front load certainty. But here's the paradox. When dating turns into an interview, emotional safety actually goes down, not up. Healthy effort and emotional investment aren't revealed through rapid fire questions. They show up in how sometimes we treat boundaries, how they treat conflict, whether their words or action align over time. Questions are tools, not guarantees. The goal isn't to eliminate all risk, it is to choose someone who shows capacity for growth, emotional regulation, and of course, reciprocity, because no checklist replaces lived behavior. And when we confuse vigilance with wisdom, we end up with screening out of connection along with chaos. If all of this feels confusing, here's why. Modern dating isn't broken because people don't care. It's broken because everyone is measuring effort differently. Some people think effort is constantly texting. Others think it's consistency over time. Some test, some interrogate, some overinvest early. Others hold back out of fear. And the internet labels all of it as either low effort or toxic with zero nuance. But real effort isn't about doing the most. It's about alignment. Do their words match their actions? Does their investment grow naturally? Do you feel calm or constantly anxious and guessing? Healthy emotional investment doesn't always feel like you're chasing. It doesn't feel like you're proving your worth. Sometimes it just feels real. And dating feels exhausting right now is not because you're failing, it's because you're being fed oversimplified rules instead of real understanding. That's what this channel is for. If this video helped you reframe dating even a little, hit that like so more people see it. Subscribe for grounded, psychologically based dating conversations without the gender war nonsense. And comment below, what does effort actually mean to you?